people, just me, David here from What Up Gaming, episode 278. I don't know, I have to look every single time. I can't count past 10. But anyway, happy Christmas for tomorrow, if you're watching this when it first goes up. If you're not watching this when it goes up, happy Christmas 2021, and if you're watching it in a year's time, 2022. Anyway, just going to be a quick one this week. Going to quickly go through what I've been playing. Going to quickly go through the news, and then we're going to do our top 10 sort of like games of the year. So let's crack on. So episode 278. Please visit the One Up Gaming website. Please visit our merchandise site, which is ougtech.co.uk. The podcast is sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Please just Google it, go onto iTunes, go anywhere you can listen to stream music, and play this, buy this. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. So, moving into the games that I've played this week. So, first of all, ATV Drift and Tricks. Now, this one is a very simple, very arcade, basic quad bike ATV sort of racing game. It was okay, nothing amazing. I guess when I was thinking I bought it for like £1, I was expecting something like Trials HD and like a side-on sort of game. But no, this is like full 3D, but it's just a little bit on the cheap side. And I guess that's why it was cheap.
For the players.
So then, I guess we'll go to the next game, and that was MYST. And this is a full 3D remake of the original 1993, 94 PC sort of game. Whereas the original game was like a little tiny letterbox screen, and it was all still images. And you like clicked forward, left, right, or back, and you'd rotate around, and it would just sort of like flick to the next sort of screen. So it was all like still images moving as you went through the world. And then if you got to a puzzle, you'd click on puzzle bits, and then things would animate in the actual world and stuff. And there was like video clips, and it was quite a good little game. I quite enjoyed it back then. I think I had it on the Sega Saturn, and it was a fun little game. So next up, CarX Drift Racing 2. Now, I would say that this is one of the best free-to-play racing games I've played on my little phone, and graphics were good, it played smooth. Yeah, it wasn't a bad little game. I don't know what it is with racing games on mobile phones. I don't like touchscreen controls, I don't like tilt controls. So I'd much rather have a control pad. So having said all that, voices all over the place. Having said all that, and again, having said that, I think I would much rather have a Switch, which unfortunately the Switch hardware graphic capabilities aren't the best. They are just like it's basically like your top of the range mobile phone with a nice screen. So I would rather just get my Xbox and play like a really good like Forza Horizon 5 to say. instead of like a mobile game. I don't mind a mobile game for, oh, I need a toilet, I might be there for 10 minutes, I'll just quickly play this for a bit. But yeah. Next up, Diamond Hands to the Moon. And this game I got sent to review, so this is my mini review of the game. It's crap. I played it on my MacBook. Yeah, my MacBook. And unfortunately I couldn't connect my controller to work with it, yes, that might have made it play a lot better. But it's a very simple 2D platform game where it's physics based and you have to jump up and climb up the levels as you're going. And it wasn't for me, it really wasn't. The graphics aren't as good, it looked cheap, nasty. So I'd not recommend that game at all. Next up, Pro Basketball Manager 2021. Now, imagine Football Manager, but not even a third, a quarter of the budget, with a full 3D match engine. I don't know if it has real player names or not, because I don't know basketball at all. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was clicking random buttons, hoping for the best. I think I got beat in the game. So there is something there. It still had that kind of sports interactive kind of feel, even though it was made by a completely different developer on a completely different budget. But it kind of still had that type of feel to the game. So I guess if you give it a chance and played into it, you might learn more of it. Next up, Lacuna, a Sci-Fi Noir Adventure. Now, we've been sent this game as well to review, and from the opening cutscene and the first few minutes of the game, it's kind of like a 2D side-scrolling platformer, really nice 2D art style, mixed with the old school point-and-click sort of adventure games, and it seems really nice. It looks nice. It plays okay. I had it on the Xbox Series X, and it played nice. It looked nice. The only criticism I had, which I know it's not real criticism, but for me is because I get bored really easily. The intro and some of the bits had full voiceover work, which I don't mind if it's not the top range of voice actors. Just get people in from the development team to read through the scripts. I'm sure they'll do an adequate job. But the intros had voiceover work, and then it cut to the game, and then it had just text on screen, and I get quite bored. I don't really read it. I just go step to the actual next bit. Then you don't know what you're doing because you just skipped half of it, and then it went through to the next bit of the beginning of the game after the intro, and it had full voice work again. So I would just sort of say, please, even if it's quite a low budget effort, include voiceover work, in all the stuff. It just makes it a little bit better for me. So that is all the games I've played. I will just like to finish up this little section by saying, last week, out. No, it was this week, it was Monday. Monday. It was sometime a few days ago where I went to go see the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's probably one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen, even though nothing happens in the movie, if that makes sense. Nothing happens, but it's amazing.
We started getting some visitors. every universe. Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap. You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not gonna take this away from me.
Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone. What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
So I would say recommend that easily. It is brilliant. So I'm just going to quickly pop things into my hands now, which will go woo, which will be amazing. So I just want to sort of say the next bit of section will be how to guarantee an Xbox Series X for Christmas. So, how to guarantee one of these for Christmas? Get a girlfriend who says that they love you and badger them all year of how hard they are to find, and then 2 days before Christmas go to them and say, oh look, it's just come in stock, and they're like, buy it. And that's how you get one. I've not really touched it, I've just set it up downstairs, so hopefully it will be a nice addition to the team, get to play better games. So then from this box to this, hold it that way around, to this. And this, my friends, is the world's smallest folding handheld. You won't be able to see the screen because of the green screen effect, but it's quite amazing. It's got, I'll just read through. It plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Gear, Master System, Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, TurboGrafx 16, Lynx, Neo Geo Pocket, the WonderSwan Color, and the Sony PlayStation. So that is what this little tiny thing is capable of playing. And that is the world's smallest folding handheld machine. It's more of a gimmick than actually playable because it's stupidly small, the buttons are small, but I just thought it was quite fun. Expensive for £63 in the UK, but it's worth it for just to say, oh mate, have you seen that? And they're like, oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god, it plays Crash Bandicoot. So that is worth it for me, just for that. So stick with us. We'll be back in a few minutes after these adverts. And we're back. It's still me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 278. Happy Christmas! Woo! Yeah, I don't know. So we'll just go through some news articles this week. And that, I guess... screen recorder... So that is thanks to IGN, we just used their stuff. So John Wick 4 has been delayed all the way into 2023. So it looks so John Wick Chapter 4 has officially been delayed. So basically it's been pushed back almost a full year into... So it's going to go to early 2023. Blimmin' hell. Yeah, so it was meant to come out on March 24th. No. It was meant to come out May 2022, but it's now March 24th, 2023. I guess it's all the... After that, Disney's delayed a lot of their entire Marvel stuff. And the more delays are expected with the pandemic still going. So, yeah, that's a bit annoying. I've still never seen a John Wick movie. So let me know in the comments, what am I missing? Is it as good as what everyone sort of says? Because I don't mind watching certain things. I like violence, I like action, so I guess I could like it. I don't know. So next up, James Franco admits to sexual misconduct with students. And he has said that over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong. So it looks as though allegations of sexual misconduct were brought against him nearly 4 years ago. So he's admitted to sleeping with them even though he denied the accusations at the time. So... yeah, I don't know. Oh god, he later reached a settlement of $2.235 million with former students who filed lawsuits against him. But it's like, I don't get how it's the same thing when you see like the rock stars from the 70s and 80s and whatnot, and you know for a fact these women were queuing up outside their rooms. They knew what they were getting into, they knew what they were doing. But now, 20 years, 30 years later, they've now come back saying, oh, they were sexually, did naughty things. It's like, well, you were aware of what they were doing at the time, and you were happy to go along with it, and now you want to pay out. Yes, it's wrong. Yes, I understand that. But there's still a fine line of knowingly going along with it and rape. Do you know, there's a difference. There really is. Next up, I want to go into a bit more or less rapey. And that is Sega, or former Sega producer, has alleged that Yuji Naka helped kill a lost Dreamcast exclusive. So, Mark, I'm going to get the name wrong. I am so sorry, Mark. Subotnik? Sounds like Robotnik, doesn't it? He was a producer at Sega of America during the Dreamcast era, and he claims that producer Yuji Naka was responsible for the cancellation of one of the console's exclusive, Geist Force. And from what it sort of looked, it looks as it was going to be a Star Fox clone. And what they're saying by Star Fox clone is because that's more headline grabbing rather than a Panzer Dragoon style game in a futuristic setting. From what I could see of the trailer, from the videos shown, it looks very much like Panzer Dragoon, where you're flying, you got your homing missiles and your lock-on sort of stuff, and your normal rapid shot. So, but we'll put this up, and then we will grab the trailer, and I will put the trailer up as well. So watch the trailer now. So that was a trailer for that, and yes, it looked nice, but I think that the Dreamcast could still do better. So last bit of news I've got on here is the biggest video game news stories of 2021 thanks to IGN. And so I'm going to go in order from number 20. Microsoft not changing Xbox Live Gold pricing, free-to-play games unlocked. So free-to-play, that was from Games Unlocked. No, free-to-play games so you can still play your free-to-play games, and the gold wasn't getting priced. Yeah. Number 19, Grand Theft Auto Remastered Trilogy is in the works, including for the Switch. 18, PS5 DualSense controller drift. Class action lawsuit filed against Sony. Number 17, special report, the inside story of Blizzard's departures and their company at crossroads. 16, Nintendo Direct February, whatever. 15, The Last of Us remake reported in development and Days Gone 2 pitch rejected. Number 14, 20-year-old original Xbox Easter eggs revealed. Number 13, game developer accuses real-life weapons manufacturer of stealing its design twice. Number 12, Cyberpunk 2077 1.2 patch notes released. Includes hundreds of changes, I would hope so. Number 11, Bethesda apologizes for Starfield Xbox exclusivity. And they've sort of said that it can be frustrating for PlayStation owners. Well, unfortunately, Sony didn't buy them. So they go where they're being bought. Number 10, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Fans adds fan-requested feature, but fans aren't happy with how it's been added. Number 9, Battlefield 6 images officially leaked ahead of the official reveal. Number 8, PlayStation Plus games for March 2021 announced. I don't know. Number 7, Amazon cancelled its Lord of the Rings MMORPG. Resident Evil Village actress Jeanette Manis dies age 39. Palia is a generous Stardew Valley MMO with a heavy WoW vibe. Never heard of it. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy Definitive Edition officially announced. Number 3, Call of Duty fans reveal why they aren't buying Vanguard. Number 2, Netflix's gaming service now available in the US. And number 1, the internet dubs March 31st, the day Mario dies. So that was the top 20 stories from IGN. So thank you to IGN. I guess we will go into the top 40 charts. So Should we do this? Should we do it? So, number 40, Metroid Dread, 39, Pokemon Sword, Jumanji the video game, Jurassic World Evolution 2, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Mario Party, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Fortnite Minty Legends Pack, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Grand Theft Auto 5, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Riders Republic, Ring Fit Adventure, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Lego Harry Potter Collection, number 20, Halo Infinite, number 19, Forza Horizon 5, number 18, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Mario Party Mario Party Superstars, F1 2016, F1 2021, and at number 15, Far Cry 6, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Battlefield 2042, Pokemon Shining Pearl, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, number 10, Animal Crossing New Horizons, number 9, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, number 8, Just Dance 2022, number 7, Minecraft, number 6, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition, number 5, Among Us, number 4, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, number 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, number 2, Call of Duty Vanguard, number 1, FIFA 22, so I guess that's going to be our Christmas number 1, and that is for this week for all formats. Thank you to GFK Entertainment for their software charts. So we're going to cut straight into now to our Game of the Year sort of talks. So thank you all. Yeah, enjoy this quick little break and we'll be back with our top 10 games of the year.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing. Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hello, David here, One Up Gaming, episode 278 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Now this is the Game of the Year 2021 sort of specially edition thing. So I guess we'll cut straight into, and I'll just sort of say, so worst game of the year. I guess I'll add this game onto the list while I remember. Right, so worst game of the year 2021. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on the list. So we'll have a number 1 and then the 2 runners-up of worst game of the year. So there's 2 football games, there is a skateboarding game, there's a cel-shaded action game, there's an online game, there's a crazy taxi style game, there's a 3D platformer, and there's a open world game. So let's go through some of these names. So first of all, we have eFootball 2022. We have Balan Wonderworld. I always want to say Balan Wonderland, but it's Balan Wonderworld. We have Taxi Chaos. We have the Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition. We have Hellpoint. We have Foreclosed. We have FIFA 22 The Switch Edition. And we have Skatebird. So
Whatever we do it together.
Foreclosed, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't good. So that's off the list. Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, as it released, was an abomination, but they have patched things since, and it is now becoming acceptable. But it was a massive game, so that is on the list still. Trying to work out buttons. No, wrong one. Hit control. I don't know. Is it shift? Maybe shift. There we go. So we've got Grand Theft Auto still on the list. Hellpoint is a third-person MMO, sort of futuristic-y sort of game. Now the graphics left a lot to be desired. It was very dark, it was very futuristic, but in a sort of like, imagine the Matrix. Everything's like dark metal and black, and it just didn't look good, so it wasn't a good game, it just wasn't a bad game. It was just very nothing about the whole game. Foreclosed. I really enjoyed the styling and the graphics of this game, but it just didn't play very well, so that's not gonna cut it. Skatebird, it was bad. It was really bad. I don't understand how this even got green lit to be made as a game. It's a skateboarding game where you are a bird and you talk and tweet to people, and the physics are janky as hell. Everything just doesn't work very well, but it's better than some of these other games on the list. So I think that doesn't hang with the rest of them either. Taxi Chaos is a bad Crazy Taxi clone on the, I think it's on the Nintendo Switch. I wonder if it was on other systems. If it is, I might buy it. Or did I say it was Taxi Chaos? Here we go, Taxi Chaos, let's have a look. Oh, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Here we go. Oh, and the Xbox One. Oh, it's on them all. It is on them all. So people ask, is Taxi Chaos a good game? It's a very attractive game. City that's brimming with colour, handled quite well, arcade experience, music that rocks but it's not the offspring. Pretty fun to play for about 5 minutes, and then it goes into why it's bad. So I think that is a bad game, but it doesn't hang. And then there's Balan Wonderworld. Again, this is a bad game, but in a unimaginative, kind of very simple kind of way. So I'm thinking it's gotta be, it's the two football games in eFootball 2022 and FIFA 22 Switch, and then it's whoever comes. Do you know what, I'm actually going to put Grand Theft Auto as third. So Grand Theft Auto third, just because of the big budget behind it and the big developers or publishers should have done better. They should have even have just done the Grand Theft Auto 3 Definitive Edition, redone that one in the, as if it's like the Grand Theft Auto 5 sort of engine, release that as it was the 20th anniversary of that game this year, and then it could have done the Grand Theft Auto Vice City 20th anniversary when that was in a year or two. They should have done it that way, in my opinion. If they can't do it right, then maybe they shouldn't have bothered. So Grand Theft Auto, oh, I press buttons, I like pressing buttons. Grand Theft Auto is third on the list. People might not agree with me, but eFootball 2022 was an absolute broken mess when it came out, and some might say it's still an absolute broken mess of a game. But it was free to play with add-ons available. FIFA 22 on the Switch is the same game as FIFA 21 on the Switch, which was the same game as FIFA 20 on the Switch, which was the same game as FIFA 19 on the Switch. So FIFA 22 on the Switch is the same game as the last 4 or 5 years, just added new kits and player updates. The whole gameplay is identical to a 4 or 5 year old game on the Switch, which, yes, it might have been satisfactory 5 years ago, but now it's just taking the absolute piss. It's still like a £50, £60, $60 sort of game. I could understand if they released it for like £19.99 and like $25, that kind of price point. But for the full price game, it is just taking the absolute piss. So for worst game of the year, we are choosing FIFA 22 on the Nintendo Switch. So EA Sports, please think what you're doing. Develop a new game. I know the Switch is underpowered and you're using the Android engine to power this game. You could still do better. eFootball 2022 is second, and the Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition is third. So that is them. So we will have a quick little break and then we'll come into the full Game of the Year 2021 for Best Game of the Year. So back in a few seconds.
My name is Christopher Walken. Some of you may know me as the Cowbell Man. But I know that when I need more cowbell, I just listen to the Game Up podcast. What is it? The One Up Gaming podcast. Yeah, those guys.
So we're back. One Up Gaming episode 278 for the Game of the Year 2021 edition. Still me, David. So we're now on to the Game of the Year 2021. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20. We've got 28 games, and I'll try and get these into a top 10 sort of list. So I'll just read through the games themselves, just so you know where we are at. So we've got It Takes Two, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Returnal, Metroid Dread, Tales of Arise, Forza Horizon 5, Age of Empires 4, Life is Strange True Colors, Tetris Effect Connected, Beyond the Steel Sky, Dark Deity, Resident Evil Village, Guilty Gear Strive, Hitman 3, Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart, Psychonauts 2, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Ghosts of Tsushima Director's Cut, F1 21, try not to burp, Halo Infinite, Crash Bandicoot 4, Football Manager 2022, Chivalry 2, FIFA 22, and Sociable Soccer 21. So that is the list of games that we have got. So if I just say, before we go any further, oh, I've been given alcohol. Before we go any further, we'll play a quick thing for our Casey sent us a top 10 of their sort of Game of the Year. If anyone knows, is it Casey Calhoun? They do a lot of racing sort of reviews and retro reviews. A lot of like the old, I'm gonna blank on the names now, EA Racing, Need for Speed. A lot of like the Need for Speed sort of stuff. So great of I've heard sort of like get along and send that in for us. Now, I'm being very careful of what I say, because I know I'm a stupid male. And so Jacksonville Beach, I'm not American, I don't know where that is. So anyway, please go on to YouTube and subscribe to Casey. Great videos, I love watching them. So we'll just play that now.
So 2021 has been a bit of a weird year for me in terms of my games of the year, in that almost everything I've been looking forward to going into 2021 ended up disappointing me or not coming out. A lot of what I played this year was stuff from, 2020, a couple years before that, or really old stuff. But I did manage to scrounge up a list of 10 of the best games I played this year. While they may not have been what I expected to play this year and enjoy, I'm definitely very pleasantly surprised. My number 10 is probably Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and yes, this is a remaster of a trilogy of games, but I've always enjoyed playing these games on console over PC, just because of the type of game they are. Legendary Edition made that a little easier, made it a lot smoother in 60 frames, and it made the original game play a lot better than it did back in the day. Number 9 is The Matrix Awakens, which, again, a bit of an odd one. It's a tech demo, it's not really a game. But I'm a massive Matrix fan, and I'm hoping that this is a sign that we might get a full, realized Matrix video game soon. My number 8 game of the year is Formula 1 2021. This is a yearly sports release, yes, but it is a massive improvement over 2020 in a lot of ways. And I know I'll be spending a lot of time in league races with friends in the months to come, so I'm looking forward to that. The game plays great, it has features that we've been asking for years, and it was another good step forward for the franchise. My number 7 game of the year is Cruisin' Blast. It's a very classic style arcade racing game. Not a whole lot to it, nothing revolutionary on display here, but what's here is just a very solid arcade racing, which is not something we get too often these days. Number 6 is Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is not a game I have finished, but it's a game I'm currently working through with my partner, and very much enjoying. I have never really gotten into Yakuza before, I didn't find it too gripping, but I'm really liking Ichiban's storyline, and I'm liking the turn-based combat a lot. My number 5 game of the year is Forza Horizon 5. And this was a bit of a surprise to me, because I'm not a big fan of Forza Horizon and never have been. I feel the handling in Horizon 5 is a big step up from the previous game, and I think I might just be in the right headspace to enjoy it, but I've been enjoying it, and I wasn't expecting to. Number 4 is Hot Wheels Unleashed. Hot Wheels games being a guilty pleasure of mine, and a big part of my life since I was a kid. The new one looked fantastic, and I was a little worried given who was making it, but it's a great arcade racer, some of the best arcade racing I've played in years. The style is absolutely adorable and a slam dunk, and it's what we should have been getting for Hot Wheels games for the last 10 years instead of what we actually got, so I'm a big fan, and I hope to see more like it coming soon. Now, for the podium positions, we have Hell Let Loose for number 3, and Hell Let Loose is a very good World War II multiplayer shooter. It plays like a mix of like Red Orchestra and Battlefield, but it's way more intense than I feel like either one of those ever felt to me. It might just be the best World War II multiplayer game I've ever played, and I cannot encourage people more to go try it out for themselves. Now, my top 2 are indicative of a bit of a shift this year I had in my console usage, and that's that I actually used my Switch this year for the first time in a while. Number 2 was Pokemon Shining Pearl. Again, a remake, but, Gen 4 of Pokemon was what I grew up with, and I was really looking forward to this remake, and it is everything I wanted it to be and more. It's kind of reignited my passion for the Pokemon franchise, and I've been playing through some of the other ones, and some fan games and ROM hacks after finishing it. And my undisputed game of the year is Metroid Dread. I'm sure this is going to be a common one for a lot of people, but it was actually my first Metroid game, my first Metroidvania in general, and I thought it was phenomenal. I really did enjoy it. The boss fights are some of the best boss encounters I've ever played in any game, and the atmosphere is unmatched. The horror of the enemies is, it's real controller gripping stuff, and I'm hoping that this is just the sign of more Metroid to come, and that we don't have to wait 17 years for more of it, because I'm tearing my way through the rest of the franchise after beating Dread, and I'm hoping that I'll have more to play soon.
So there we go, so that's from Casey. Thank you so much for doing that for us. We've also got a top 10 list from Alana from the Retro Gamer Girls. Just find them on Twitter. I think it's just at Retro Gamer Girls. So at number 10, Tales of Arise. At number 9, Smelter. Number 8, Hot Wheels Unleashed. Number 7, Samurai Warriors 5. Number 6, Metroid Dread. Number 5, Islanders. Number 4, Rain on Your Parade. Number 3, Collection of Sega, Final Fantasy Legend. No idea, I've never heard of that. Number 2, The Kids We Were. And number 1, Speed Limit. So thank you for sending us that. And I guess we will start going through. So we need to set this down. So I'm happy to sort of say that Chivalry 2, although it's a fun game, it's not my sort of thing. It was just chaos. It was fun as hell, but it's just chaos. You just run at people and hit them with sticks until they fall over. So yes, it's a fun game, it's just not in my top 10 sort of game. Life is Strange. Now, I enjoy the storytelling and stuff, but I just, especially with this one, I just didn't get connected with any of the characters. And in a story-heavy sort of game, if you're not like with the characters, then it's not the best. I'll also say Kenna Bridge of Spirits, although it might have looked amazing, the game itself I felt played a little bit basic and simplistic. Beyond the Steel Sky, I added this on because I loved the original Beneath a Steel Sky, and I loved a lot of the Revolution Software games. I really enjoyed I completely blanked on the names of them, Broken Sword sort of games. And when they went into the full 3D sort of engine, yes, they had some teething issues and problems, but I still enjoyed the games. So this is like going back to the dystopia sort of like city. It looks very similar to the Fallout sort of games, but got the cell shaded sort of graphics, full 3D. Story seems really good when I got into it, so I think that's a really good little game there. I'm gonna say Crash Bandicoot 4. It played amazing, it looked amazing. Unfortunately, it's like 20 years too late, and it's just not in the league of these sort of games. Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. Again, looked amazing, played well. I felt that they were very misleading when they were advertising the game. You know, jumping through dimensions and gates and all this. It only happens a couple of times through the game, and it's a very scripted sort of set of stuff when it happens. So I was very disappointed in that. Age of Empires 4. I've never really got into, like, fully into the Age of Empires series. This one looked amazing, it played well, but again, it's just not in my sort of game wheelhouse. This one, don't get me wrong, I love the developers. I can't remember the names, but I love the developers who used to do the simple arcade shoot 'em up actiony sort of games. They came back with Returnal for the PlayStation 5, which was a much more over-the-shoulder 3D action shooter game. And yes, it looks good, it plays well, it is very much like a shoot 'em up game rather than like an action platformer sort of stuff. But I just felt there wasn't enough on the game to make it worth, you know, to do. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. One of our guys, which I can't remember who it was, but they sent over saying Dark Deity. But I don't know what that game is, so I'm gonna cross that off straight away. I might have a Google once we've sort of like gone through some more, to sort of like see if the game deserves it. FIFA 22. I don't think it's that much of a difference from FIFA 20, FIFA 21. I might be completely wrong, which I probably am. But to me, it's just treading water at the minute. Tales of Arise, I think it's a good like JRPG sort of game, but it's just not my sort of game. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, amazing games, but again, they're just like rehashes of the old games. They're not like full, like they haven't been built from the ground up sort of thing, and it's all been done before. So let's have a look. So all the games that are left, I will drop these into a list, just so we know where we are. So, and then we can work out how many games we have left. I think that one's going to get cut next. Oh, let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's that one moved down. We've been 3 games down. I think a lot of them 3 will be off the list as well. Right, so where we get to? Resident Evil Village? I think so. Because I do like that game. That was good. And it's not the Resident Evil Village I was talking about either. That's a mint game, so that's definitely staying in there. That might even be a contender for Game of the Year. Metroid, I guess that stays on for now. And then I guess the first 3 games are staying in there for now. So I guess we've got, is it 15? Yeah, we've got 15 games left. So that's not too bad. So, yes, it was amazing, but Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, I keep pressing the wrong button, I keep bringing bits up on the screen. So Ghost of Tsushima, I still can't say, that's probably why I don't want it to win. That comes off the list just because it is just a slightly polished version of the PS4 game. And it's just a bit annoying when developers, instead of like making a whole new game, they just keep porting these other games across. So let's have a look. What else have we got? Guilty Gear. Now I love me a fighting game, and there's not been a real good fighting game for a while really, but unfortunately, just because it's a good game and because I like fighting games, I can't justify putting that game in our top 10. So we need to get rid of 3 more games. Although I love this, and I think it was my game of the year last year, this is like the updated version, Tetris Effect Connected. I can take that off our top 10 list just because it won, or it was really high up on the game of the year last year, and it hasn't really had that much, so I've added to it. It was more like just added online mode and little bits. This might shock a lot of people, but I am going to take off Deathloop for the simple reason I'm not a big fan of arcane software sort of games. I'm not a big fan of the way that they move and feel. I loved their story sort of games, but when it's based on a game where you just sort of like sat watching, it's like the same thing repeated, trying to get through and kill other proper enemies and this, that, the other. Whereas when you're actually going through a full narrative, I believe I like the narrative better. So I don't want to take that one off because I really like it, but looking at the games on the list, I think it's got to come off. Right. Hitman 3 has been removed. Again, I loved the Hitman games since IO Interactive has taken full control over the series again. The only thing I would say is they don't seem to have evolved that much from Hitman 2 than Hitman 3. I do like the fact that if you've bought Hitman 1 or Hitman 2, all the levels and all the features come into Hitman 3. I really do like that. More games should be like that. So we have 10 games now. So I will read through the games in no order. Sociable Soccer 21, Football Manager 2022, F1 2021, Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil Village, Forza Horizon 5, Metroid Dread, It Takes Two, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. So I will just sort of say we got sent a top 10 list from one of our Twitter followers. So I'm going to get your name murdered, I do apologise, but at I think it's Dr. Vampanda 1998. So DRVAMPANDA 1998. So their top 10: Cold War, Vanguard, Spyro, Far Cry 6, Elden Ring, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Life is Strange True Colors, Dead by Daylight, and number 1, Resident Evil Village. So thank you so much for that. We'll send you a copy of a game, so just let us know. I'll send a tweet to you, but just either Steam or Humble Bundle, and we'll send that code out to you. So thank you. So moving back into our top 10 list, I think John Hale will be happy that Sociable Soccer managed to get into the chart, let alone, but I don't think he would have expected it to win. But Sociable Soccer, if anyone's not played it, I know it's exclusive at the minute to the iPad or the Apple ecosystem with Apple Arcade. It's fast, fluid, very fun to play. Get a control pad paired up to your iPad, your iPhone, your Mac. It is a very good arcade soccer game, really fun. I love the idea of cards and trading and all that kind of thing, and I like the idea that you don't put money in, it's just skill based game. So Sociable Soccer, I think I'll put that as our number 10 for now. And then I guess we'll put Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxies, because although it was a fun game, it doesn't scream Game of the Year. Next up, I will put F1 2021, because yes, it was an amazing game, but at the end of the day, it is just F1. You know, it is just Formula 1.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest
So next, let's get a bit of Metroid Dread in there.
find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees.
And then,
Cries faded fast as the girl ran
sorry,
out,
Football Manager, you are
over
next.
under branch and into the forest.
So Football Manager up there. Psychonauts 2, an amazing game this year. That can go there. Really enjoyed Psychonauts 2. I love the fact that you're inside people's heads and it's just crazy, over the top, wacky. I guess Resident Evil Village next, which again, an amazing game. I just don't think it evolved enough from Resident Evil 7, but that might just be me. And then next up, a game that's fun to play as a pair, and that is It Takes Two. Right, so there's 2 games on the list, both Xbox exclusives. Halo Infinite or Forza Horizon 5. Both have that killer gameplay loop of something happening every 30 seconds, keeps you interested, keeps you occupied, keeps your brain stimulated. The Forza Horizon 5 looks amazing. It's a tour de force of a game. It is stunning. It's 60 frames a second. It's gorgeous. Halo Infinite, one of the best multiplayer components of a first-person shooter that I've seen for years. Single player, bring the series right back on track. It's probably the best Halo game that 343 have made. The only thing I will say that detracts Halo Infinite is the fact of it hasn't got the wow factor with the graphics. It looks nice, it's fast and smooth, but it just doesn't have that wow factor. So for a Game of the Year sort of contender, which in itself the game is bloody amazing, I think I'm done. I think I have sorted the Game of the Year for One Up Gaming for 2021, and that, my friends, I'm done. Right. So in reverse order: Social Soccer 21, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, F1 2021, Metroid Dread, Football Manager 2022, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil Village at 4, It Takes Two at 3, Halo Infinite at 2, and the One Up Gaming Game of the Year 2021 is Forza Horizon 5. So amazing game, amazing developers, Playground Games. Can't wait to see what they do with Fable, and I can't wait to see what Turn 10 Studios cherry pick some of the, because it's like Playground Games and Turn 10 Studios. One makes the Forza Motorsport games, one makes the Forza Horizon games, and each time a Forza game is made, the engine goes back to the developer for them to add their little bits in. So hopefully the next Forza Motorsport, it'll have all the rain, snow, all the other lighting effects that I think Forza Motorsport 7 had. But yeah, Forza Horizon 5, an absolutely stunning game, plays so well, and that is our top 10 list of 2021. So thank you everyone for listening, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully we'll be back next year and improve everything. So from me, David, from everyone at the One Up Gaming team, thank you so much, and we will see you probably next week, but we will see you in the new year. hopefully improving and getting better. So thank you all. Goodbye.
I'm not gonna front, I promise, though, let's go. I got what they can't unlock, and I rock with you when I drop it, though, let's go. I got something they can't knock it, I got something they can't top it, though, let's go. We love it, but that's the folks. I'ma keep it 300, we extra, though, let's go. Can't be stopped, gotta get out the box. Can't be stopped, better get out the way. Can't be stopped, gotta get out the box. Can't be stopped, better get out the way. Get out the way, get out the way. What you want, I promise. I'm not gonna front, I promise, though, let's go.
Right then, thank you all for watching. It's been me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 278 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Thank you. It's been 2021. Hopefully 2022 is a better year for life, but for technology, for games, 2021's been amazing to me. I think it's been a really good year. Please go to the website, oneupgaming.co.uk. Please go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/OUG. We are going to be trying to update this and change things to try and get a few more subscribers, followers on that. Please go to bluecyborg.com for some mugs and t-shirts. Just put in One Up Gaming on the search. The Games Inspired Music album is out now. Go to all your streaming services and your download services. Buy that. 20% of each sale goes to the Child's Play charity. We have our first 100 podcasts available on a USB cassette. And that's from audiobooksontape.com. And that is £9 and £1 will go to the Diabetes UK charity. If you're ordering anything from Amazon, please go to the One Up Gaming website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. Click on the Amazon link and then use it as normal. You pay nothing extra, but we get like £1 for using the Amazon link. Go to our Facebook and YouTube channels. So just go on Facebook, search One Up Gaming, or YouTube and just search One Up Gaming. I think we've now got about 650 subscribers on YouTube. So really thank you for all that, guys. Trying to get up to the big 1,000 number. Any people that subscribe, just subscribe to us. Send us a Twitter at OUG official. Just say I've subscribed, and we will send out a free Steam or Humble Bundle code. So just do that. We've still got about 50 codes left. I've only gone through 10 codes in like a year. So please, if you subscribe and send a message, we will just send out a code for you guys. Please email us at contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're listening to it on a podcast, subscribe to us, give 5 stars, positive feedback, all that sort of stuff. Really helps when people are searching for us and helps with the rankings. So as I said, this is me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 278, Game of the Year edition. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, Happy New Year, everyone, as well. Thank you. God, I'm rubbish.
I bang with One Up Gaming, drop more hits once I'm famous. The best, that's what our aim is. All platforms, what your game is. To the leaderboards, I'm coming. See me in a shooter, I can promise I'll be gunning. When I hit the music charts, I swear I'm gonna run it. Contact One Up, you can try, but we done it. Let's go. Alright, let's go to the best place for reviews I know. Xbox One and PS4, Wii U as far as consoles go. They do handheld PCs, merchandise for you and me. Contests that you gotta do, the prizes are for gamers who going hard all day. We really the boys cause you're just that great. Can't lose, there's too much at stake. You're a certified badass when you play.
I bang with One Up Gaming. I bang with One Up Gaming.
I I bang with one up gaming. Drop more hits once I'm famous. The best, that's what our aim is.